Oh, Christina Perry, that's it, and it's Rowan Hand. It's the Destination Newry's morning current affairs television programme. Good morning, Newry and Mourne and the planet. We're streaming out to you live in current affairs. Tony Keeley is with me from St Malachy's High School in Castlewillan. How are you?
Very well, and thank you
good
very
to see you.
It's lovely to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
No, it's great. You're a wonderful school there in a wonderful part of the world. You have your peace maze up behind you there in the park, in the arboretum area of the place. And Trócaire. You guys were there from the beginning, 40 years.
We were there
every year, over 40 years, St Malachy's High School in Castlewillan has done something substantial for Trócaire.
We certainly have, and it's all been driven by our young people. It started, as you say, in 1974. There were a couple of the teachers decided to get behind some of our Year 12 students. As you remember, and I remember, that would have been your O-level years.
Yes,
for those younger than us would remember that it was GCSEs.
Yes.
But there was Sister Gonzaga, now known as Sister Teresa.
Yes.
We had a Mr O'Neill, a Miss Hunt, and Mr Dan Rooney, who would have been a legend in Down football in the 60s.
Yes.
And of course then the principal then was Mr Paddy McAleen, and he was the guy who helped drive it with the students.
So you had a vision for the future. The Catholic Church got its act together and brought in Trócaire. For generations all we had was the black babies, and it wasn't organised at all. Suddenly Trócaire is there as a consequence of the Commission for Justice and Peace. And you guys bought in behind it immediately.
Absolutely, and as I say, driven by the students, very much in keeping with the present Pope's vision of solidarity with the poor. We were very much there at the beginning, and you know yourself, many people wonder about young people today, but I would say, come to St Malachy's any day of the week, but particularly tomorrow for our Good Friday fast. We'll show you high calibre Irish men and women in action.
Wow.
And one thing we're very glad that our principal is Mrs Joan McComb, and she's delighted to be carrying on that wonderful tradition. And we're delighted tomorrow because we're going to welcome one of the original Year 12 students, a Miss Tina Rankin. So she'll be there with our students doing the fast and collecting for Trócaire.
I think that's absolutely wonderful. And you know what I'm going to tell you? You have said about young people. In the course of my year here, I've had other schools in. There's been a steady flow through. They're all the same. They're all caring. All of our young people are good. Well, maybe not all of them, but the whole ethos is good.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, we're very proud of all of our students, and we're an all-abilities school, and we see all abilities. Tomorrow, in a very special way, is a culmination of what we've been doing all Lent. We collect for Trócaire. Yesterday, we had a wonderful talent show. I think you would have been in your element to see so many young people so talented. Fantastic. And we're just delighted, as I said, tomorrow. And what we'd be saying is, if anyone's going on their holidays or for a day out towards Newcastle or Castlewellan, you will see our young people out collecting. Please support them if you can.
Of course. And you see, your young people and all the other young people and older people who collect for charities across our land, they're offering us an opportunity that we don't automatically have ourselves, an opportunity to help.
Absolutely.
And we should see it, oh no, I don't want to give any. We should thank God for the opportunity and thank you, students, for making it possible for us to do it.
Well, we did a little calculation yesterday. I'm a historian, not a mathematician.
Yes.
But I'm told in the 40 years we've been helping, over £250,000 has been raised. Now, through the generosity of people who stop and give even a few pennies.
Yes.
But mostly through the generation of those young people who started in 1974, right up till today.
But it's not up until today, it's beyond today, because those young people who were with you at the beginning, and in all the years since, they've had families, they have grown their own children, their own sons and daughters, mummies and daddies, uncles and aunts. Yes. You've exploded the interest in the developing world right across our community.
Complete generations of generosity, you're absolutely right. Just one of the lovely welcomes I got here was the traditional Irish welcome of a hot cup of water with a tea bag in it. As you know, Trócaire is focusing very much on giving people clean water, something that you and I can offer each other with no thought.
Yes.
And people we will never meet will benefit greatly because of the generosity of our young people tomorrow. And as you say, this will go on and on.
Yeah.
And like many of the teachers in the school, I'll be in tomorrow supporting the young people.
You will.
We teach them, but you know, we're very privileged because every day they teach us and they remind us what's good about humanity, and they inspire us to keep going.
You see, part of my observation, and only part of my observation, is that without the spiritual element, this lacks something.
Yeah.
Now, the humanists will say, optimistic agnostics like myself might say, well, it's been done, it's grand, as long as the stuff gets there. But the money going out and helping and feeding children, there's an intangible element that drives the project even further and also drives it through the stormy seas of challenge that occur. And that's the spiritual end of it. People are driven by that simple message of God, caritas et amor Deus ibi est. Where charity and love are, there is God.
There. Absolutely.
That's a huge thing to be involved in.
You know, and I think we see the divine spark in each of us come alive when children do things like this.
Yeah.
And I think what we like to say in St. Malachy's is we want to take that spark and put it into a flame and then make it a roaring blaze.
Yeah, well, you're doing that. And it's, if you could see where this money is going and what David O'Hare and the others in Trócaire are able to achieve with it. You see, Trócaire is, all of the big organizations are mega efficient. You know, your Christian Aid, your Oxfams, your Concerns, your, what else have we got? We have, and Trócaire. You're all in there very, very, very efficient. You know, the bulk of everything, down to, it's like a sixpence in the pound going to administration and further education. And Trócaire is fortunate in that you employ all of the good that's within Catholicism, all of the organizational systems. A Tier Fund does it within the Protestant churches, a Christian Aid too. But you're harnessing all of that potential for good in the interest of the world's poor.
Absolutely. And again, I mentioned Pope Francis earlier. I suppose the founder of his own order, the Jesuits, one of his prayers was that we would learn to give without counting the cost.
The prayer from my scouting days.
Oh, yes.
Dearest Jesus, teach us to be generous, to love and serve you as you deserve, to give and not to count the cost, to labor and seek for no reward, save that of knowing that I'm doing what you want me to do. Amen. I remember that from scouting days. It has stayed with me ever since. Is that a Franciscan one?
No, that's not Franciscan.
That's Aquinas.
No, it's Jesuit.
Jesuit, is it?
St. Ignatius of Loyola.
Oh, that's the boy that was at
That's
it.
the guy.
Are you a
who did
Jesuit?
that. Me?
Yeah. Were you educated by them?
Oh, no.
You have,
Diocesan priest here.
you have a Jesuitical look to you.
Well, it's better than having a lean and hungry look about you, isn't it, I suppose, you know?
I thought Jesuits were lean and hungry. I think that's how Jesuits got things done. So where were you educated?
Well, St. Coleman's. I'm a Newry
You're not
man.
a Coleman's boy, are you?
Yes, indeed.
And you anything to the Keeleys of Newry with a connection with an old friend of mine, Sean Hollywood?
Indeed I was. Yes, Sean was my cousin and my mentor and my greatest captain as a teacher. I think for those who maybe think I'm a modicum of talent at teaching, it's because of Sean. I was inspired by him because he was so inspiring.
Oh, yeah. He was a very special human being. There's no two ways about it. And died far, far too early in his life. You know, what age would he have been? He
was in his mid-50s. But I think Sean would be very impressed and very inspired by the young people today, and he would enjoy what they're doing. And I think he would be very privileged and very pleased to have been part of a school like St. Malachy's.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you were never tempted as a Newry man to gravitate towards the Abbey? What took you to Coleman's?
Well, I'll tell you, it's like one of those funny twists in life. I remember the morning, Vincey Cranny, God rest him, had been principal of St. Patrick's, and I was privileged to go there. And on the morning that my mum and dad... Oh, I was indeed, yes.
I was Derrybeg Drive.
So was I, number 6.
I was 48.
There you go, you were a little bit above me there, you know.
I remember the Keeleys there.
There you
go. I
go.
really, really do.
My daddy and that, yes, I was
very
young.
Connected with painting in your...
That's right, daddy had the paint shop,
Goodness
that's right.
Sake.
And
we're into old Newry aristocracy here, I tell you.
Old families anyway, whatever of that.
Absolutely.
But no, on that morning, my mum and dad said, you know, you have 2 cousins teaching in St. Coleman's. Maybe they could go there.
Yeah.
And I was going to the Abbey because all my friends went to the Abbey, but I never regretted it. I enjoyed every moment there.
You see, it's never at that point in a man's life, it's never altogether a good thing to just go where your friends are going.
No.
It's nice to expose yourself to the rough winds of that which is unknown.
No, I think you're getting the old football hurts in there, the rough winds. Now, there was nothing rough about us. We were clean and good footballers.
Am I doing that? Am I doing that at all? Goodness gracious. It was St. Patrick's Mahara who were the bad boys.
They were the bad boys.
They were always bad.
But we're here to talk about the good boys. And
only good boys.
And absolutely.
And that's the people of St. Malachy's.
The good boys and good girls.
So tomorrow you have the event at the school.
We have the event at the school.
Fast.
Yes, and the children will be out, the students, the young people will be out collecting in Castlewellan. They'll be doing a bag pack in Tesco. So anybody going to Tesco's, you know, we will have people there to help you, and all we want in return is a little something to help people we'll never meet have some water.
And when is the Tesco bag pack?
Well, that'll be going on from 9 in the morning through to 6 in the evening.
Okay, 9 to 6. We wish you well with it.
Thank you so much.
And tell your people in Castlewellan, that we love them,
Absolutely.
and that they're good people, and that our lives are enriched and enhanced because they are there.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I'm not the only connection with Newry. You know, we have an IME, an Irish Medium Educational Unit. So we do have some of the students from Newry Bond School coming to us.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're delighted to have that connection with Newry. And
How's their English?
their English is
Yeah,
actually
I
can't
love
wait.
the notion of delving and immersing oneself in one's culture, but I keep asking Bunskull people, you know, is there an even playing field for both
well,
languages?
Tashik,
I
a
think
hand
there
way,
is.
I think. Oh, yes, I
Yeah.
think so.
But also, I love this. I don't understand Irish because I never had good Irish teachers, and I wasn't interested. But I love the sound of the Irish language.
It's a mellifluous
Yeah,
language.
it is
no doubt about
mellifluous.
it.
And I remember getting Jarlath, Jarlath Burns, to read some Irish for me when I was doing a documentary on the South Ulster poets. And he read a piece of poetry, and I just listened to it overlooking a lake. Wow, I didn't need to understand it.
Yeah.
I knew every morsel of it to be good, you know.
Just as an aside, a wonderful principal who also was a Coleman's man in my own time from
Yeah.
79 to 85, Jarlath Burns. you know.
Jarlath. I fear the war cry coming on, Coleman's forever. But I wasn't long enough at the Abbey for it to make any difference to me whatsoever.
Well, you know yourself, Newry is very lucky. It has nothing but fine schools.
That's true. That's true.
Absolutely
We're
fine
blessed with it.
schools.
We're blessed. And you continue the tradition.
Thank you so
God
much
bless
indeed.
you. Good
Thank
to
you.
see you. Thank you very much indeed. Tony Keeley, senior teacher out there at St. Malachy's High School in Castlewellan. Go well. All the best to you.
Thank you so much.